Welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, a podcast where I ask the question, whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. Undertaking an investigation as fraught with frustration and danger as my investigation into McDonald's pizza can be a taxing endeavor. Luckily, I have the spiritual support of my forebears, such as Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. I also have the medical and emotional support of a team of psychologists at my neighborhood free clinic. But most important of all, I have you, the listeners, to thank for keeping me motivated on this journey. So it's time I open the electronic mailbags to share some of your comments and address some of your questions. Remember, you can always send correspondence to pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com, to our Twitter account at @pizza@mcd's, or to our Facebook account at facebook.com/pizza@mcd's. To begin, Rachel M. writes, Hello, Brian. I recently learned about your podcast, and I had to let you know immediately that I myself have tried pizza from McDonald's. It was about 20 years ago. I was in Orlando with my grandparents and my brothers. We stopped for lunch at McDonald's, and I was shocked and excited to see pizza on the menu. Thrilled by this novelty, I asked my grandma to order me a Pizza Happy Meal. Unfortunately, the Pizza Happy Meal came with a toy and a drink, but not a side of fries like a normal Happy Meal. So all I remember from my pizza at McDonald's experience is missing fries. I don't remember the taste of the pizza. McDonald's served pizza in the Orlando, Florida area roughly 20 years ago. But we do not know how the pizza tasted. The human mind is a revolving door. Memories leave us as easily as they step inside. Neurological research tells us that in the moments before our deaths, memories can come flooding back. I hope your memory of how McDonald's pizza tasted returns at that time. I can think of no more pleasant way to leave this world. Chiffon D. writes, Hi, I would love to tell you about my time working at McD's in the 90s. I worked at the Walnut Grove McDonald's in British Columbia, Canada. I was about 14 at the time and worked there over a summer. One of the few perks was getting a discount on the food because I had a single mom and eating out was only a special treat. McDonald's pizza was expensive compared to the regular menu, so I can't see myself having eaten it much if I didn't work there. I remember the crust being really good and the sauce being sweet and having a strong oregano presence. Some pizzas, when you eat them, the toppings and cheese slide around, so you sometimes have bare crust where toppings used to be, and thus some bites sadly missing cheese. Not the McPizza. It was easy to bite through the cheese and satisfying for each bite. I think we experimented a bit with dipping the crust in Big Mac sauce, but it wasn't something we felt was amazing. I can remember a few people asking for various McNugget dipping sauces to pour on top to make it spicier. The McPizzas did take a long time to make, and often this would cause drive-through stress, as the cars would have to park and wait, and inevitably the spot for drive-through cars to park would be full, and then our manager would have to wander around the parking lot looking for the person to give them their order. I mostly worked in the drive-through taking orders and money, so didn't deal much with the order gathering or the kitchen, so my job was on the easier side. When I would work at the counter, I remember a lot of people sort of sitting around a bit annoyed that they had to wait for the pizza. I'm trying to remember how we served it to them when they dined in, but years later I worked at another pizza restaurant, and I think it's blocking my memories of the dine-in experience of McPizza. My friends' parents would often ask me to buy Big McPizzas using my discount, and I always felt a bit weird about that bit of scamming, but no one ever said anything. Thank you, Chiffon. Once again we're left with evidence of McDonald's using child labor in Canada. Perhaps they felt this was a necessary evil in the face of the larger workload brought on by making and serving pizzas, but plantation owners in the antebellum South made the same argument justifying their own nefarious labor practices. As Abraham Lincoln rejected those men outright, so too do I reject McDonald's insistence on employing the hands of children to assemble their pizzas. If pizza ever returns to their menu, I encourage McDonald's to employ capable adults at a living wage. Turning to Twitter, @GMightBD writes, "What started this investigation?" Thank you, @GMightBD. In a sense, my investigation began when I first learned about pizza at McDonald's in the early to mid-1990s. Though I do not recall ever seeing it there myself, and I certainly did not have the privilege of tasting it, the idea of ordering and consuming a pizza from McDonald's instantly and permanently piqued my imagination. How did it taste, I wondered. What happened to it, I asked myself. Realizing our modern world gave me access to those investigative tools formerly enjoyed only by traditional journalists, such as telephones and laptop microphones, I took it upon myself to answer my own questions about McDonald's pizza. Little did I know my quest would strike a chord with the public, and here we are today. @Bromtron writes, "Are you more interested in the pizza itself or the reason why it was taken away? Is the actual taste of it just a side concern?" Thank you, @Bromtron. For personal reasons, I am interested in the pizza itself, especially how it tastes. If it tastes good, I would like to be able to enjoy it. But on behalf of the public, I am determined to get to the bottom of why it was removed from the McDonald's menu. Such a seemingly inexplicable decision made by one of the world's largest companies should be privy to the sterilizing light of truth. If McDonald's is allowed to continue obfuscating why they stopped serving pizza, then what more will we let them get away with? And what, may I ask, are they covering up? Turning to Facebook, John G. writes, "Why the pizza at McDonald's? Why not the onion nuggets or cheddar melt?" Thank you, John G. I am more interested in McDonald's pizza than the McDonald's cheddar melt because the cheddar melt was simply a different kind of hamburger. As for the former, to understand why McDonald's discontinued the onion nugget, I don't believe one has to be a rocket scientist. Today's episode of Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's was brought to you by Cards Against Humanity. They ask that I not read an advertisement, which is a very nonconformist and frankly controversial thing to do. Do you know what happened to pizza at McDonald's? Do you remember it? How did it taste? Please send all correspondence to pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com, to our Twitter page at @pizza@mcd's, or through Facebook at facebook.com/pizza@mcd's. Subscribe to us on iTunes, and if you like the show, consider leaving a review. As the users Skeptical666, Mira BW, and newreview_xxx_0_xxx_ have already done. I'm Brian Thompson.